Hey guys, Trevor Swenson with Through the Darkness. Glad you could be with me today. If you like this video, click like, hit subscribe, send it on to somebody who might enjoy hearing this. What I wanted to talk about today was my spouse. And the reason I wanted to talk about my spouse, very simply, is because, well, two reasons. How awesome she has been through this walk, in hopes that maybe spouses could listen to this together, or you could forward this to people that it might be helpful to, but also because of how pervasive PTSD is and how important it is to have somebody in your life that is all in, that is really in your corner. And I wanted to give you 5 reasons that my spouse is beautiful. Not only is my spouse physically beautiful, but she is also incredibly beautiful when it comes to being a part of this journey with PTSD. One of the first things that makes her beautiful is that she has learned to delineate between what is Trevor and what is the PTSD manifesting itself. And that may sound like no big deal, but when you're the person with PTSD, there are a lot of things that happen that you really can't control. Overwhelming, intrusive thoughts, anxiety, depression, strong emotions, nightmares, having to sleep in a different room. The list goes on how it can affect a couple. And my wife has developed the ability and a way to articulate to me, Trev, I know it's the PTSD, and I know this isn't you. And that means a lot to me. It really does, because PTSD is hard enough to navigate without having somebody that understands what it is that you're walking through. Another thing that she does is that she studies. She's a student of trauma. She attends doctor's appointments. She attends therapy appointments where applicable. And she is constantly studying to become more trauma informed. And the reason that that's valuable is not on an academic level in value. It's invaluable because there are less surprises and she understands more deeply everything that it is that I am walking through. Because when she sees it happen, or when I'm walking through a certain season, she's able to say, I knew that was coming. I knew that that was going to be part of this PTSD walk. Unbelievable to have somebody by your side that is willing to dive deep and learn about what it is that you are walking through. It means a lot, because our talks, because I have chosen to be a student as well, our talks are that much more productive when we do talk about my PTSD and my recovery, whether it be from chemical addiction or depression, anxiety, angry outbursts, social aversion, isolation, the intolerance to have anybody around me at any time. She understands. My wife is also very full of grace. The definition of grace is unmerited favor. And I will tell you, in my walk with PTSD, she has been the exact example of that, because I by no means have been the example of somebody that is deserving of her favor through my walk with PTSD. And her grace, her unmerited favor, makes her incredibly beautiful. Another thing that makes her beautiful is her perseverance and her hope. PTSD is a long haul. And if you have ever met somebody who has PTSD, or you do have PTSD or trauma and stressor-related disorder, it is not like the common cold. It is not like a sprained ankle. It is not like recovery from surgery. It is a long haul. The healing takes a long time, and it's very complex. And to have somebody by your side who perseveres and who speaks hope over you, who knows that there is a greater purpose to what I am walking through, is unbelievably valuable as a person that struggles with PTSD. She perseveres and she hopes and she articulates it. Sometimes it's in writing, sometimes it is verbally, face to face, but she is an example, a glowing example of perseverance and hope. And the last thing I wanted to talk about, which is my favorite to talk about because I've seen it, is her protective lioness mode, if you will. And by lioness, I mean that she is so incredibly protective of me. Because the best way I can describe myself right now, if I had to just give you one word to describe how I am right now and how I'm doing, it's unbelievably fragile. I'm fragile to strong emotions. I'm fragile to interaction with people. I am fragile to stimulus. I am fragile because I am going through medication changes. I am fragile because I'm going through EMDR. I am fragile. And that's hard for me to deal with as a manly man, Northwoods guy, to admit that I am fragile. But I am. But I will tell you that on that building block of fragility is going to come forth a man, a champion of persons that are caught in suffering or walking through PTSD. And all of the credit is going to go towards the glory of God, and is going to go towards people like my wife that have been so protective of me. I literally picture my wife with one hand of hers in the middle of my chest and the other arm outstretched, saying, "You leave him alone. His suffering is great enough. He is hurting. Just leave him alone. And if you're going to come to him, you're going to have to go through me." And that's the best way I can describe somebody who is a lion or a lioness in your life. And they are very comforting, and you never forget about them. You know exactly who those people are. Those people that stand up and say, "No, that's not happening. You are going to go through me, literally through me, to get to that particular person, because my job right now is to protect." You know who my wife sounds a lot like? Jesus. My wife, with all of her faults, and she would tell you this, there are plenty of faults. Trust me, both of us are screwed up individuals. But I will tell you that the characteristics that stand out the most are her Christ-like characteristics. And I cannot tell you how valuable that is. So if you're walking through PTSD and you are a spouse or a significant other of somebody who is struggling, those things really have made a big difference in our relationship and have helped me immensely. And I love her for it. So I just wanted to share with you 5 powerful things that my wife is a reflection of through my walk with PTSD. Click subscribe, hit the like button. I can't wait to speak with you next time. It's an awesome day. out in the woods again today. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. This is Trevor Swenson with PTSD Through the Darkness.